Now, this is a video you don't want to miss because today I'm going to show you my list of top 10 extremely underrated everyday carry knives of all time. Most of these haven't really gotten the attention they deserve because of their price, but for each one, I'll quickly just tell you what I like and why I think it's overlooked. And as usual, the links to buy, the prices, and even the coupon codes will all be listed for you down in the description. All right, let's get things going. Number 10, it's going to be a CRKT. This is the very snappy M402. Now, this knife has like one of my all-time favorite knife features, and that's an insanely good blade to handle ratio. So you're looking at about a 3 1/4 inch blade inside of a 3.75 inch handle. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, I love these like white bone scales with the black G10 bolsters. But unfortunately, you know, there's a couple reasons here why this knife gets overlooked. The pocket clip, this pocket clip, it has only one position. And yeah, it's going to be just tipped down. And the $60-something price tag for 8 CR13 MOV blade steel, yeah, that's a little bit on the high side. Sitting at number 9, this one's going to be a real steal for you. It's the Rocket. And yeah, here's another knife now with also an incredible blade to handle ratio because you're looking at about a 3.75 inch blade and a 4.5 inch handle. We get 3 different opening options. You can see it is a front flipper, but there's also a fuller and some thumb studs to go along with that action. That is just, watch this. I'm telling you, it is like out of this world. Now, it has N690 blade steel, and then there's G10 scales, which, you know, that's not too bad for $82, but I sure wouldn't mind 14C 28N Sandvik instead. Number 8. Now, this one's going to be from Fox Knives. It's the Vox Core. Okay, so this is a Vox Knives design, and, you know, it might not be the best slicer on this list. I mean, that blade stock thick, yeah, it's pretty thick, but you know, you gotta admit this thing has some unique stuff going on here. I mean, it has great action, and you got the multiple deployment options. It also has a 2-position wire clip and some very interesting like G10 scales. Kind of almost looks like the pattern you'd see on like that I don't know, what is that, Cryptek camouflage. Now, I know that this knife is made in Italy, but, you know, $131 for some G10, although it does look pretty fancy, and an N690 blade, yeah, that's a bit much. All right, we're chugging along. Number 7 is going to be a Bestek. This one is the Falco. This has just about everything that I look for in a knife. I mean, you can see it's got the multiple opening options. You got the flipper tab or the thumb hole. You get the really nice, usable forward finger choil. It has some amazing action, if you couldn't tell. Yeah, I can barely get my fingers like out of the way in time. And not to mention, just a beautiful, that is just a gorgeous drop point blade. I do like these scales with they're kind of unique with like carbon fiber and G10 interlay. And, you know, I like the 154 cm blade steel. That's fine, but not for $160. Number 6, this one's going to be a chunkster. Yeah, I got the Vanguard version of the Kizer Roach. I've always been a fan of this super wide drop point blade in N690 that you can find these for around $80 on Mojave Outdoor's website because it's an exclusive. Now, the G10 and the titanium versions, you probably noticed that they've been discontinued. Those things were pretty darn heavy anyways at like 6.5 ounces, almost 7. That's why I really like this micarta one, because the weight, they were able to reduce that weight by almost a full ounce. Number 5, this one's going to be from Steel Will. That's the Chatbot. At about $60 for D2. This is a great mid-size folder. And it has really good action. And then it's also got some nested like partial liners on the lock side. Now, there is really like nothing to this thing. I mean, it is super lightweight. And it also happens to be like one of the easiest knives that I have ever taken apart. Now, I think that maybe like the bare bones construction of this and, well, that design texture on the G10 scales, that's probably some of the reasons why this knife unfortunately never really took off. And really quick, if you're liking this video so far, hey, would you let me know by just giving it a thumbs up? And what list would be completed without a Civivi on it? So at number 4, yeah, I got the Durus. Even though that this has been discontinued for a little while now, you know, you can still pretty much find these for sale just about anywhere. But it's, I mean, this is just it's a little chunky thing with a really surprisingly thin and slicey hollow ground blade. I do like the overall size, love the blade shape, even that nice forward finger choil. But the only thing that I can think of to make it better, I don't know, would maybe just add some thumb studs to it. I cannot believe we're this far already. Sitting at number 3, I got a Kooby. It's the Nova. You know, I don't know what it is, but something about this knife, man, this thing just really speaks to me. You know, like with it's got these silver titanium scales and a really nice black wash 14C 28N blade. Now, I don't normally even like care for handles that have like an angular design, but this knife really is the exception here. I think the $100 price tag is probably, ooh, that's nice action. That price tag is probably the biggest issue that has been kind of dragging this knife down. Looking real good. At number 2, for me, it's going to be the Acumen from Suncut. If I was ever to draw up a knife design, you know, it would seriously look something like this. Well, but with at least a usable forward finger choil, because that thing, that's just no good. But it does have some great, watch this. Oh yeah, that is some really great fidget action. And the detent is like perfectly tuned, whether you're using that flipper tab or the thumb holes. I don't mind the 9CR18 MOV blade steel for about $44, but you know, I think some people have an issue with this black coated blade because it doesn't come in anything else. There really should be like at least a satin or a stonewash version. Now, before I go and show you my number 1, let me know down in the comments, what are some of your favorite underrated knife gems? Just list as many as you can. All right, you ready to see it? My number 1 favorite underrated knife is going to be a Besteck. Yeah, this one is the Bison. Now, at first glance, you're probably thinking, holy cow, Jay, $110 for a D2 blade with G10 scales? No wonder why that thing gets overlooked. Well, that's just kind of like half the story because, yeah, this is actually a titanium frame lock with one of my all-time favorite titanium pocket clips. And I love this generously sized forward finger choil, and the action, check this out, the action in both directions. Oh yeah, that is just incredible. Now, if you like this topic and you want to see some more videos about underrated knives, go ahead and check out the video that I just put up on the screen for you. Hey, I gotta run. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing for knife reviews that get right to the point.